Did you guys see this picture of a teacher recently?
Oh, the thick ass teacher, the fucking badonkadonk
Yes,
teacher.
the
Yes.
teacher with the very tight bottom half of her clothes. We'll
Uh
just
huh.
or skirt. There's a lot of people who are debating of whether this, and this debate happens every year or so, on
Yeah.
whether this
Yeah.
is appropriate schoolwear for a teacher or if this is inappropriate schoolwear due to the parts of of her body that it is I'll say highlighting. The best way to put it.
You gotta, Dylan, before you let us weigh in on it, read the actual original poster. He weighed in on it, just the comment below. You gotta
Really?
see this guy's response. It's so
Okay.
funny.
Is this appropriate attire for a school teacher? What y'all think? In my opinion, it's okay if she's an elementary teacher that teaches 5K through 5, but anything over 6th grade is inappropriate because of hormone development in young boys. She can become a distraction.
Uh huh.
Huh.
Well, I
Very
appreciate them
well
getting
thought
the
out.
worst take out of the way early. You know, like
Yeah,
we don't have to fish for it or guess. Now we know what the worst take is, and it's all up from here.
So, well, wait, what's wrong with this take, Vaush? This take seems perfectly fine to me, right? What's wrong with it?
Man, I don't know. Like being serious, it seems super unfair to me that, and this is only a thing that affects women. It seems super unfair to me the idea that like your body's natural fat distribution should be something which determines the acceptability of the clothes that you wear. And by the way, this is super inconsistent. We don't talk about professionalism varying by body type when it comes to men, when it comes to them being super muscular and broad-shouldered, or them being fat and wearing like ill-fitting suits where the gut spills out. Like when we're talking about like how professionally a person is dressed, the relationship between the clothing and the body type only seems to be a thing with women's tits and ass. There are guys with like fucking big asses, maybe not in the way that she has it, but like big asses. I have never, ever, ever once heard a complaint about like that being a thing or being inappropriate because it's just considered like a component of a athletic physique, you know?
well, the other thing is, like, let's say, okay, they hired her, okay, so they didn't know her before. That's okay, you can have. But what if someone starts working out and then like gradually builds up the physique, and then at one point everyone has to come and have a discussion, like, right, that getting too fit.
Oh
We need,
God.
no,
The
that's so
the
weird.
60% of your message that I heard, I agree with completely, Heem.
Oh,
Oh God.
fuck,
You are cutting out a lot, Heemed.
shit.
But I agree though, right? Like it seems really arbitrary. Also, like nipples. Like sometimes guys will wear shirts where you can see the nipples through. That's just a thing that happens. But nobody really comments on it outside of it being considered to be kind of like an awkward thing. But when women have shirts with nipples that are like visible or presenting or whatever, that's all of a sudden like a big fucking deal or whatever. I think that we like telling ourselves super hard when we talk about it being inappropriate, like the horn dog who made that post. Because what he's essentially saying is that, like, if I was an 8th grade kid and I had a teacher who looked like that, I would have perved out in her hard. And now, as an adult, I'm going to blame her for the fact that I would have done that, which is kind of a weird.
That is a good summation of it. I would say for me, it's like, I don't really know what you expect this teacher to do. I mean, there are some body types where, like, are you supposed to just hide the fact that you have breasts? Just hide the fact that you have a nice ass? Are you supposed to hide the fact that you have a decent body? I remember having male teachers, a male teacher, I won't say ever say who, a male teacher had very broad shoulders, who was in very good shape. And I was like, wow, that is a very attractive teacher. Now, does that mean that that teacher has to wear, like, I don't know, like skiing jackets to school, like big puffy
Yeah, what the
coats
fuck
so I
would
don't
this
see?
lady wear? She's donked out. What is she? She wear a fucking barrel with like suspenders or something?
Barrel
What
with
could she
suspenders.
possibly fucking wear? One of those like 16th century dresses that has like the like metal framework on the inside that has like the umbrella shape, you know, that poofs out the skirt of the dress.
They need to like tie 20 shawls together and just cover her and it just makes her basically make her like a big washcloth.
More burqas, just no more. Yeah, fucking hijab. Sorry, just throw them on more. Keep putting them on. Or wait, no burqas. Yeah, burqas. Sorry, got it
Burkas,
mixed up
okay.
there.
All right, I hope I'm gonna try it again, and hopefully the audio won't be clipping so much anymore. Okay, I think
So far, so
might.
good.
All right, I want to tell you guys a funny story, and fucking please God, please, don't fucking let the audio mess up. Okay. So I was in school. You remember those overhead things? Did you guys have those when you were like? It's like a overhead projector
Yeah.
that they put like the clear slides on, right? And then
Yeah.
they project it. Yeah, yeah. So my teacher used to always teach us from that. And one time One time she's like asking questions, and I like had a question. I put my hand up, so she looks at me, but everyone's looking forward, right? Because she's like in the middle of the classroom. It's dark, so she looks at me. I swear, as soon as she turns to me, her button on her shirt popped, and she was so embarrassed. And only her and I saw, and I was just like, let's pretend we never saw this happen. That was the
Damn,
closest thing.
dude.
Yeah,
I've
dude.
seen some video. I've seen some movies about that before. Holy shit, you're living it out.
Damn.
The real life, an actual button pop.
Yeah,
But-
you're like in a 1980s like rom-com, like high school rom-com.
But she fucking gave me a shitty mark and told me I shouldn't take math again, and then I did, and now I'm getting a PhD in physics. So
Wait, same day or wait, was that like right after she was like, or it's like
No,
the teacher equivalent of the tsundere anime girl slapping you after she falls on top of you or something. No, but I agree though. I had a really hot guy teacher from my AP comparative government class, Hinahosa, repping you. And I don't know, dude was in shape, right? I mean, when he was wearing like a fitted shirt with like a suit jacket, you could see like the definition in his pecs and stuff. And like everyone knew he was hot. He knew that he was hot.
Do you have
but
any?
there
Do
was
you have
never...
any like pictures for reference?
No, I'm afraid I don't. But you'll just have to craft the vision in your mind. Really smart.
Yeah, he's
dude.
doing a nice job of. He's doing a nice. I'm picturing it. Go ahead, bro. Keep
No,
telling
no,
us.
like tasteful stubble, like square jaw, really empathetic eyes, sort of scruffy, like Nathan Drake hair almost. He's a really good teacher, but in addition to all that, he was hot, and everyone knew that he was hot. It was well known. It was jokes were made about it. I actually remember one time a guy in the class made a joke about that. We were talking about like history or something, and some guy made a joke about how dating standards have changed, and somebody else said we can't all look like you, professor, or whatever. Or they would have said teacher, not professor, I guess. But anyway, the point is nobody at any point ever talked about his clothing. Nobody was ever like, don't you think it's inappropriate for him to be wearing like fitted pants like that, or like a fitted shirt, or don't you think he should wear like a larger jacket so it hides like the shoulder tightness or whatever? That just never came up. So it seems like a super arbitrary double standard, in my opinion.
All right, here we go. Dylan, pull up the next one.
Wait, what do you mean the next one? The next one what? The next story?
There's another one below his incredibly weird line that he drew. He put a second example that I'm curious.
He put a second example, really?
A second example. Here we go.
I am unaware of a second example. It's right under the original tweet you said?
Yep, right there.
Jesus
What?
Christ.
So this is the second example?
This is the second one.
Okay.
What do you guys think about this one?
I mean, like, she's not showing any more skin than like a male gym teacher could show wearing a tank top and shorts, which was
Bro.
what a lot of my gym...
Nah, come on. If a gym teacher is showing that much leg, I think that's what are we in the 1950s?
Dude, my middle school, we had like an Australian who would wear a gigantic bucket hat and would wear like a tank top and like short shorts, and he would like march around, you know? Look, you can make an argument that maybe like it's a little over the top if you wanted to. I do think that you can sort of bring it up, but there's no denying that there's a lot of like unfairness in the discourse, right? Like it's important to know that we're biased coming into it.
Dylan, I just sent you Vaush's gym teacher.
You just sent me Vaush's gym teacher.
Yeah, pull it up.
Sent me it.
I got leaks.
Got leaks for Vaush's gym teacher. Happy Halloween. It's Nicki Minaj's brother.
Oh, right, the fucking balls.
Brother's cousin's friend, yeah. We'll go into that in a second, but I just
One thing I want to say about
mythos.
this though is that a lot of people were mentioning how like this is probably inappropriate because it's not even like appropriate for the school dress code, maybe, you know?
Look,
Yeah, if it violates like a standard school dress code for teachers, I think that's fine. So the question here isn't like, is her ass too fat? The question is, does the dress ride up too high? That's an objective standard that you can apply across the board. And I don't think that's unfair because like if the ass is fat, it doesn't really change how far down the dress goes. Maybe by like an inch if it
you
pulls the
can't
fabric
take
up.
off your ass while going to work every morning.
Yeah. So if you want to make an argument this is inappropriate because of the length, I think that's much more legitimate than the argument that her ass being too donked out is bad.
You're
or
saying
whatever.
that basically, Vaush, let me just get it clear. You're saying that she shouldn't have her teaching license revoked because of the size of her donk?
The size of her ass, yeah. How the fuck
That's
did
a
she
hot
pass
take, Vaush.
fucking-
Are you ready to battle people? on
Every
that?
teacher that enters the
Teachers.
school system, actually, I believe we should only have a hotter take. I believe that you have to actually meet a donk standard, as in your donk has to be to a certain standard, so you can become a teacher.
Maybe we
Alright.
should just only have fucking ugly teachers so that
Only
students
ugly
don't get
teachers.
distracted or whatever.
True.
Yeah, right? I mean, right?
They're like, yeah, I guess.
That's
You
the
can make
only
the
solution. It's the only way forward. It's a dark road we travel, and that's the only like light in the darkness.
we've one by one crossed off all the other options, and this is all we're
Okay,
left with.
here's my
By the
hot
way, this
take.
is.
Okay,
Can I just? This is not that bad. By the
No?
way, I don't think it's that bad. No.
I don't think it's like you could argue maybe it's a bit like dicey. It's not gonna like destroy fucking children's lives or some shit. Here's
It
the
doesn't
question
seem
that I have.
bothered.
If people are so upset about like inappropriate behavior from teachers to students, then why don't they like pay more attention to the insane fucking culture of like student abuse from teachers in middle and high school? You know, like that's a really common thing. We all have a story from high school of some really creepy teacher who everyone thought was fucking some of the female students, and that shit has to like you can't talk about that without talking about like Me Too and like coercion and power dynamics and shit like that. But all the types of people who will get super upset at a woman for having a fat donk are the exact same types who will either laugh along when like a little boy is raped by a female teacher because like, oh dude, I wish that was me, or they just won't give a shit when like girls go through that shit in high school because it aligns too much with like feminist anti-rape talking points.
Yeah, I
Sorry, that
mean,
was a long sentence, but I think yeah, there we go.
I agree. Yeah, it's I mean, it's obviously in the grand scheme, the dress code is not as important as the behavioral code.
There is a weird like trend of like anytime there's a story about a female teacher having sex with a male student, it'll be like luckiest boy alive, or
True.
treat it, or they won't call, or they'll frame it like teacher has
They
sex
say
with student.
had sex with.
Yeah,
They'll
has sex
say
with-
Yeah,
had
they don't
don't
say
say rape.
rape. They won't say rape. But if it's a male teacher and a female student, you'll see that basically every time. And it's a weird standard of almost like the man automatically wants sex, and since they want sex all the time, it's totally fine, and completely removing the fact that also the person's a minor. Not only number one that the person could not want sex, but number two that minors can't consent, and that's left out of the headlines every time because people want to like run with this luckiest boy in America story.
I think.
I
the
also
other...
think.
Oh, go
sorry.
ahead. Sorry, bro.
Oh, I just also say I think a lot of female teachers or whatever are way the fuck too flirty with their fucking male students, okay? Because they know that there's a double standard, or at least they're passively aware of it. So they'll say like randomly flirty shit, and because they know like nobody will think it's weird. Like if any guy teacher did that to a girl student, I think maybe this has changed a bit more recently because like the discourse has evolved. But I remember back when I was in school that like female teachers sometimes with like the jockey kids would just like sometimes like casually flirt with them, which was always really really weird. But nobody seemed to like think there was any problem with that.
I don't remember that ever when I was going. I think there was always like a clear line in the sand, but maybe it was just my experience. But I never saw that. I don't know.
No, I
Oh,
agree.
I mean, it'll
100%
vary,
with-
I mean, of
I
course.
agree 100%. I had a religion teacher who was like very young, and she used to just like I don't know.
He was like, "Hey, big boy, want to take me to heaven?" Well, like, what
Bro,
was he?
like I don't know. She was very. She knew what she was doing. Let's just say everyone in the front row of the class was boys.
Have you never
Damn.
heard a female teacher like casually say that a male student was cute or something? Like apropos of nothing. It just
I
got
heard
brought
maybe
up
like,
out
"Oh,
of-
he's handsome." I heard something like close like that.
Yeah,
maybe
even
once.
even that. Imagine a male.
But it was like in
teacher saying-
reference to somebody like picture day. Like it wasn't like inappropriate.
Okay, well, fine. I mean, it's not a competition. If it's happening less, that's a good thing.
Like no, my school was the most sexually inappropriate. No, my school was. It's a great debate to have.
No, I'm glad you didn't notice that. That's a good thing. I am noticing.